All right. It's Saturday Night Live. I love it. It's Sunday where I'm at, but it should be coming up on 9:45 p.m. on the East Coast. And looks like 6:45 p.m. in California, where I'm from. I'm currently in Thailand in the future. Oh, it's 9:44 right now. Gotta love it. So, I usually do a live, which is, there's usually a topic on creating our reality, raising our frequency, inner healing. And I do those every week on Monday and Wednesdays in the United States at 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern. But it's Saturday night, and I wanted to come on because there is so much stuff, so much incredible stuff happening right now. I mean, everybody can feel it. And if there's anybody out there that's not necessarily feeling it, then this call is for you as well. Because what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some of this stuff. And we're going to, hey, Robert, great to see you, brother. And what we're going to do is we're going to tune in and reset our frequency. Yesterday was 12:12. Maybe it's still your 12:12. Yeah, it's still 12:12 on Saturday night. How wonderful. It's 12:13 here where I'm at because I am somewhat in the future, although the future doesn't exist. But this is an opportunity to ask questions. So, hey, Sarah. Hey, Tani. Great to see you. I'm going to pop this up right here because I don't want this to be all about Jeff talking. I mean, really, I come on here and I remind myself, I share the tools from the book, Waking Up in the Dream, and, from the journeys that I do with myself and with the clients that I journey with every month. But this is about the collective, and we're all mirrors for each other. So what I'd really invite people to do is to pop in any questions and really be willing to be vulnerable. Like if something's coming up for you, if you're pissed off because you still got to wear a mask, or your state is just really pushing it right now with the fear mongering of, the vaccines or whatever. What I'm here to tell you is this stuff is not going to be allowed to go forward. Now, if somebody chooses to be in fear, then it's Frank Sinatra's birthday. Okay. Hey, Frank. Cheers to you. It's such a powerful time right now, and it's 12:12 in the States. I didn't realize that when I started. I just decided to come on and I go. I, can't script out everything I'm going to do. I just trust that I'm in my heart. I'm excited. And from the past lives that I do, everybody gets what they need to get a receiver. That's the intention. Should we stay home on December 21st? Why? I don't know. I don't let any outside influences determine how I create my dream. With that said, if there's some safety thing for you personally, then you may want to stay home and just hold your frequency. But this is a good question too. So thank you, Kathy, for sharing it. I'm going to pop that up. There's a lot of fear mongering right now. Stay inside, stay safe. Wear your mask even when you're in the shower. Wear your mask while you're sleeping. I mean, what's coming up is so ridiculously ludicrous, but that's what's got to happen to get a lot of people to go, wow, this is beyond ridiculous now. And so it's time for the ridiculous to amplify. You can see it because the darkness needs to be amplified so much as we make our choices right now. We're either going to stay in 3D and stay in fear and judgment and the separation of being triggered and not healing ourselves from whatever childhood trauma or things that we may be holding. And in order to move into 5D, which is all around us, it's not really somewhere else. It's just a higher frequency. And to move into 5D, good, Tony says, I've never worn them. Yeah, I don't wear them either, but I am in Thailand. And if I need to go into my bank, which I do once a month to update my bank thing for my passport, then I wear it because you can't get in without it. I wear it for 5 minutes and I just do it. But man, as soon as I put that thing on, it's like I can feel it. It's like my body's like, this is blocking. This is not happening. And I could rattle off 20 things of proof that a mask creates viruses. It doesn't help you in any way. We've got an immune system, but that stuff's out there. So I'm not really trying to wake anybody up anymore. I mean, if you're not seeing it right now, then what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks to 30 days to 60 days? People are going to get shocked into waking up. And it needs to happen. We came here for this. So thank you for that question. I appreciate it. And yeah, if anybody else has any questions, please post them because, yes, thank you. Hey, hi, Tammy. Thank you so much for showing up and adding your energy. Yeah, Selena, the energies are very strong right now, and they're going to continue to ramp up. So here's something we could do really quick while anybody else might be thinking, should I post a question or not? According to my screen, we have 19 people on here right now. So I just want to say, whoa, my screen just glitched for a second. Thank you all for showing up when you could be scrolling and doing anything with your time. My intention is to keep it exciting, to mirror some things where people might go, okay, yeah, I was kind of getting caught up in the fear. I was worrying about what about the vaccines, or what about this, what about that, what about the president? They're trying to do all kinds of stuff. The dark is ramping up every single thing. But the beauty is, the more that the dark ramps up, it actually gives away its power. And then the light comes in. So this is all a perfect process right now. So trust it, Yeah. Tommy says, I'm looking forward to others hearing and seeing finally. Yep. And so really, our invitation, really, when we talk about frequency, is, let me go back to my, is to not be in judgment of anybody anymore. And this includes even the extremists, like the pedophiles and the people trying to push the vaccines, and the worst of the worst people in positions of power. Because right now, for the exception of a few people that I could think of, in most countries, all those people got into power by agreeing to play the game in exchange for power and money and stuff. So we're seeing this happen everywhere. And, the key is to become the conscious observer. In my book, I talk about it's the process of becoming the conscious observer, because many of us were taught, including myself, to be an automatic reactor. I talk about this on a lot of my lives because I was taught to be a judgeaholic in Catholic school. We were judged every day by these angry nuns. And I was taught to be a judgeaholic because I thought that's how we change things, by pointing out everything that was wrong. But that's not the way we do it, really, because every thought and every word has a magnetic frequency to it. So everything that I was judging out there, the hologram out there is a mirror. So I was actually magnetically attracting more of what I judged into my reality. And so it's really, really key to understand and track that everything you judge and every frequency you're holding, which let's call it a 3D frequency, fear, anger, resentment, and the strongest one, hatred. It's time to heal and clear this stuff. And the way we heal it, I guide you through the process in the book, and I talk about it on all my lives and my YouTube channel, Portal to Awakening, where all my videos get posted up on there. You can go through and watch them, and it explains the process. We've got to forgive every single person that we feel ever harmed us. Even if that little child inside is still upset and still has that big barrier up of protection because it didn't feel safe. Then as long as we haven't cleared that, we're going to attract and magnetize people into our life and relationships because we haven't cleared it. And this is the way the hologram life works. So it's really, really key. But it's really, really easy when you're ready to do it. They labeled it the dark night of the soul, so nobody would want to go there. But that's not really true. I label it the doorway into your freedom. It's so easy. Why? The only reason anybody would want to hold on to something and not let it go is because there's an emotional charge to it. There was a wound. But when you see, or at least you're open to seeing that every single person, my teacher taught me this, Don Miguel Ruiz, he said, Jeff, everyone is you. And I went, really? Everyone's me? That can't be right. Because I'm not harming people. I've made some really stupid mistakes, and I've probably hurt people with my words. But I'm not out there molesting people and harming children and stealing. And okay, I stole a couple times. I got caught. I had to learn, But when you understand that this concept of oneness, everybody really is you, and they're mirroring back the collective. So when I talk about, I came to the realization a couple of years ago that if I was going to clear my frequency, that meant that I had to forgive everybody. That means Hillary. That means Obama. That means Bush. That means the Rothschilds. That means the Queen. The people that are consciously and intentionally harming us, setting up laws to create a fake system of law, a fake system of money, a fake system of siphoning our energy, and we have to forgive them. Otherwise, we're the ones holding the frequency. So this is really, really key. So the way to figure out, even if you don't know, am I holding any low vibrational frequencies that are keeping me stuck in repeating 3D patterns? Yeah, hello, is to ask this question. Is there anybody that I need to forgive? I'm not really looking into the camera. I'm looking at my little screen with the stuff coming up, and it's off to my left, so it looks like I'm looking to the right for you guys. Everything's backwards in my broadcast hologram right here. It's a trip. But, so ask yourself the question now, or sometime write it down and say, yeah, I don't want to keep recycling through these lessons of 3D of low vibration, so I'm going to make a commitment. And many of you have already done this, but I got to kind of cover it for everybody. And I'm just reminding Jeff every single time. Everything I do is to remind Jeff. I wrote the book to remind Jeff. I never plan on writing a book. I was a recording guy. I still am. I love that. But this kind of came up, and I got forced into writing the book, believe it or not. That's another story, but I've covered it on some of my live. So ask yourself, is there anybody that I need to forgive? And so right now, everything is being amplified. It's a great time. In 1212 in the USA, I love it. And I just got 12 likes, and there's 24 people on this call right now. You can't make this up. I mean, it's happening right now. So what I want to do is, I just got a really cool, whoops, there goes my mic. I just got a really new cool Native American flute. I need to set up my mic here right now. It's falling over. Okay, so I just got this Native American flute shipped over to me from New Mexico. And what would really be great right now, because we can all do it together, is I'm just going to play a little bit of this, and you can close your eyes or not, and just tune in and smile. And what I love to do is throughout the day, and especially when I wake up in the morning, I go in and I give love to every single one of these trillions of cells that are in my body. It might sound funny to you, but I'll tell you what, when I figured this out, it shifted a lot. I'm going to share it with you right now. every one of these single trillions of cells in our body is alive, yeah, obvious, but they're consciously aware and they're listening to every single thought, word, and emotional reaction, whether it's love or fear or judgment. And that is affecting our frequency. It's setting our frequency. And then that frequency is the magnet that attracts abundance, money, people, relationships, nature, health, everything into our reality. We are creating our reality whether we're consciously aware of it or not. I'm not kidding. Many of you know this, but there's so many distractions out there, and this is what the last leg of the dark ones are trying to do. They're trying to get you to be sucked in, man, through every single way possible. And everybody knows it's paying attention. If it wasn't for the tele vision, nobody would be wearing a mask right now. Nobody would be afraid to go out of their house. Nobody would be influenced by, you can only have 3 people over for Christmas. But you can take your mask off as soon as you walk across the imaginary line and you go sit down to eat in the restaurant. But in California, nobody can even go out. But the people in power, they're going out and they're having parties and they're doing stuff every day and they're not wearing masks. And okay, so instead of getting angry, because that's low vibrational frequency, let's stay curious. Let's ask these 3 powerful words that I love to use every day. Isn't that interesting? Because isn't that interesting is neutral. So it doesn't lower your frequency when you go, that's pretty messed up. These people are lying. They are trying to harm us. Yeah. So here's point 1. I send love to the darkness. Yep. Yep. This is the key, everybody. This is the key. So they don't want us to love on them. They want us to be in fear, in anger, and that's it. Yeah. I unplugged from the television like, I don't know, 20 years ago. I'm not saying how cool am I, but I knew it. I knew it a long time ago. And so even now it's difficult to find a movie if I'm relaxing that's made in Hollywood that doesn't have like symbolism. And I mean, they're working it. They are working it. So I create my own movies now, and I just, I go out into nature because I live in heaven and I'm surrounded by so much stuff. I know. So Tammy, so good. Yeah. There's no flu or common cold right now. It just disappeared. It doesn't exist. Everything's COVID. And that's how they've set up the test. If you go in to get tested, which I do not do, don't let anybody stick something that far up into your nose. Are you kidding me? There's a chip on the end of it. Don't do it. Don't let anybody stick a gun on your pineal gland. If I have to walk in the bank, I'm like, nope, you can put it on my arm. And they look at me like, oh, okay. I never thought about that. And I'm like, God bless you. Because here in Thailand, hey, Vivian, great to see you. They're heavily influenced by the television, you know, but they're really beautiful people. They're so loving and so kind. I love the energy here. So right now, we got 21 plus people. Let's send out the biggest amount of love to the planet. And I'm going to play a little bit of this new flute. Whoops. And check it out. Drop into your heart right now. And really amplify, know that every one of your thoughts, think of this back there, every one of you guys is a beam of light. And you're influencing the entire quantum field right now. Magnify it, amplify it. It actually gives me a buzz. Underneath the effect. Yeah, I'm just learning to play that thing, so I love it. That and the didgeridoo just like gets every cell in my body just amped with oxygen. I hope that sounds cool because I can't really tell. I'm putting it through my recording software, but when I listen back to the replay, I don't know if you guys got it. My buddy in California said it sounded cool, but I don't know if you guys are hearing what I'm hearing. But anyway, so does anybody have any questions? The whole purpose of this thing is to bring us together to unite and amplify the field. You're welcome. Thank you, everybody, for the love and the comments and just your presence, because just know that when we get excited and we're sending out love and we know that we came here for this, and what is going to be exposed in the next week or two even, and then the next 3 to 6 months, we're talking about free energy, we're talking about med beds, we're talking about the IRS dismantled, we're talking about how we're going to see that the whole system of law is illegal, it's going to be dismantled. Every mortgage is illegal. Every birth certificate that you signed where our parents unwillingly sold us to the British Royal Crown, which has been dismantled. We are going to see so much stuff that is going to blow people's mind, and they're going to be going, I thought I was free. Going to work, 40 to 60 hours a week in a system to do this program where you can become, check out the spelling, retired when you get to be 65. Give up the best years of your life to become retired. Meaning to happen again. Tired to mean, it's programming to the 100th power. So we came here for this. And yes, so this is really key. It's a very kind, compassionate statement. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be shocked. They're going to be triggered, and they're going to be pissed off because they're going to finally realize that almost every single thing they've been lied to about, from religion to the school system where they teach you what to think instead of how to think. This teaches you how to dismantle all of that stuff. If you want to give somebody a gift this year, you can instantly go to the website, Portal to Awakening, and download this right now for half price. Instant download. And then all the videos are on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Portal to Awakening, just like my website. So if you want to give somebody a gift that can really shift every single thing in the way they think, well, let's talk about that for a second, because there may be some new people on here. And I want to talk about the belief system. Because when I met my main mentor, Don Miguel Ruiz, who, if you don't know who he is, he wrote the 4 Agreements, The Mastery of Love, Beyond Fear, and The Voice of Knowledge. I was a recording engineer at the time in 2001, and I met Miguel and I heard him speak, and I'm like, this guy sees things differently. And I knew that, in religion, I was placed in Catholic schools in 2nd grade. And even in 2nd grade, I was like, there's something wrong here. These nuns are angry, and they're pissed off, and they are shaming us and guilting us every day. I'm like, this isn't love. So I knew it from a very early age. And me and my best friend, Mike Shoy, we were always in trouble every day. We got straight A's and B's. We were sports stars. I'm not using that word from an ego, but we kicked ass. But we were always in trouble. We were like the main 2 bad kids in the whole St. Ursula Academy, where you had to wear a bow tie and a little uniform every day. The programming is heavy. But interestingly enough, I went through that, and I was an altar boy until 9th grade. So I got to see a lot of the programming, and I really got the download. So I got out of that, And so I don't do religion. My focus is love. That is if I had a religion, it's love. And, okay, I don't know what. I know nothing, I just talk from the heart, and I've been down the rabbit hole, and I've figured out how to dismantle this thing over 20 plus years. So, waking up in the dream, the belief system. So when I met Miguel, one of the greatest aha moments I ever had, which really shifted a lot for me, was he got the small group that I was in. We used to go do these 3-day dreaming weekends every month, once a month. And we would lock in for 2.5 days. And we would talk about our fears and our doubts. And, we'd get up on the couch on the stage and talk about your fears. I mean, it was horrifying. It really was. It was scary, But there were a lot of brave people, and we got to all mirror each other. So the belief system, what is it? Where did it come from? And why is it the number one most limiting program that keeps most people stuck in recycling in 3D? Okay, I'll tell you why. Okay, number one, the belief system. What is it? Where did it come from? When I had to go through when I was invited to go through the exercise of writing down all my beliefs, it was one of the biggest aha moments. I was like, none of these beliefs are mine. They're not even mine. They all came from outside myself. They came from my parents, my grandparents, the Catholic school system, the church, media, television, programming, history, which was a lie. It was all manipulated. Oh my God. The light bulb went off. I didn't know how to dismantle it yet, but that was like a huge awakening. Like, oh my God, these beliefs aren't even mine. And then I started to see how the ego, and this is why I wrote a whole chapter on judgment in the book, because judgment, drugs and alcohol aren't the biggest addiction on the planet. Judgment is. And so I got to see how the ego reacts, judges, and gets triggered to anything that challenges the belief system. And I was like, oh my God. This is what everybody's doing. Everybody's triggered, everybody's judging, and it's a perfect program that's set up because they can't see that the belief system isn't even theirs. It was a program, but the ego, because the reptilian survival system, or whatever you want to call it, was set up to protect you, so it reacts to every single thing that challenges your belief system. So stay with me, I'm almost done. So seeing this, you've got to be able to see this, because if you cannot see the program, you can't dismantle it, and you'll stay in 3D, guaranteed. And your ego will justify why you're right. Why does the ego need to justify why you're right? In order to feel safe. And why does it convince itself that it's right? This is really key, really key. Because when it gets triggered, or when anything comes in to challenge the belief system, which you're going to begin to see is nothing but a flimsy ass, yeah, I said it. It's nothing but a flimsy ass set of information that in most cases keeps us from experiencing the multi-dimensional, unlimited abilities that we have. Most people, well, let me rephrase that, words are powerful. Many people, to keep control. Many people do not think in terms of multi-dimensionality. This is why I bring this up, and this is why when I journey with people and they go on the 30 or 60 or 90-day transformational journey with me, we go through all this. It's complete inner healing, complete dismantling of the belief system, complete clearing of all wounds and triggers, and then beginning to create your day every single day from a truly unlimited point of view. I mean, this is really, really key. So, I don't know if you got all that, but there will be the replay of this because I always post them, and then it will be posted on my YouTube channel. I got to think about this stuff, but I'm not trying to sell anybody here. We're all in this together, and when you finally figure out the system, you will be able to create your reality without fear. And I want to touch on one thing that was a really big program for me, and it is for many people. And it's this whole thing around money. In my entire life, I never generated a lot of money. I mean, I worked for companies, and I was a high output person because my mind is pretty, I question things, and I figure out ways to do things quicker and faster and better. And, in a lot of cases, I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm going to figure out a way to do this. This is a program. So even before I knew what programs were, I was always, trying to figure out a better way. And I was in survival mode too. I mean, we're always running programs. It's just, what program are you running? Are you running a 3D, fear-based, reactionary, fear, judgment, control, haven't forgiven people program? Or are you running I'm creating my own dream? Wow, I'm going to make sure, and I'm going to set things in place to where I'm going to make sure I'm only magnetizing wonderful people, abundance, health. I'm going to talk to my cells every day, every morning, throughout the day. I'm going to set alarms on my phone because I've got this cool technology so I can get reminders every hour. How incredible is that? No matter where I'm at, I can get my own little Buddha to tap on my shoulder and go, "Psst, where are you right now? Are you manifesting, or are you thinking about something and pulling the old 3D, I envision this like a bag that Santa Claus carries of old 3D stuff that I don't want to bring with me because every moment is new. And anything that you can think of, like think of yourself as that big star behind me. I'm figuring out how to do this because everything's in reverse for me. So that big star up there is you. And every one of those other stars is a thought. So think of it like this. Anything that you can imagine, it already exists. There is no future. So the only thing that would be keeping anything from showing up into your reality is the fact that we either have matched our frequency in reality 100% in our vibration with it, or we have not yet done it because there still might be a little bit of doubt. Because they set up the system so if you don't see it yet, you don't think it's there. So that's how they keep everybody stuck. So this is the key. Huge keys here. I'm dropping bombs here. And I'm not saying this with an ego. It took me over 20-something years. Okay, brother, great to see you, Robert. Sending you lots of love. We'll connect again soon. My brother, Robert Copini in Texas. This is so great. Think about this. I'm not even plugged into the wall. I'm talking into a plastic box right now that's going through thin air. I'm in a country that I don't even really know where it is on the map. I'm in Thailand, and I'm talking through thin air to people in all over the world, mainly right now, probably the United States, where I'm from. It's 10:18 p.m. on the East Coast and 7:18 p.m. on the West Coast. And we're all doing this through thin air right now. Okay, so back, I get excited sometimes and I get scared. So back to checking out every one of these little pieces of imagination. So, as I was saying, if you can imagine it, it already exists. It's not in the future. It's right now. It's just tuning in and amplifying your yes, that it's here right now. When you say, I wish, or I hope, or I'm trying, that's weak, man. That's 3D program. You say, I intend, I am. I was laying in bed this morning when I do my channeling before the sun came up, and I created an acronym for I am, because those are the two most powerful words that we can state. So my new acronym is for I am is, what is it? Let me think about it a little bit. It's my infinite amplification magnet. I am. Infinite amplification magnet. Because when you align your yes with it's already here now, not in the future. It can't be in the future. You can't think of it like that. You've got to watch the ego when it tries to trick you and go, it isn't here yet, because it'll keep it in the future. Because this is how the frequency magnet works. The subconscious is what's attracting everything. And the subconscious only takes direct commands. So if you say, I'm trying, or I'm in the process of, then the subconscious goes, he's in the process of, it's not here yet, guys, you can relax. We'll let you know when he aligns and it's here now. So when you create your day every morning, you are creating your day intentionally every morning, aren't you? You're not just getting up and letting those 50 to 80,000 thoughts from yesterday just run again, are you? Don't. Planting secret is a process that you get taken through in the book. And if you don't have the book, I really invite you to invest in yourself. Right now it's $22 US. It's definitely less than going out for dinner, but it's the key, and there's nothing left out. There's no filler. It's a very thin book, but it is step by step by step, the inner healing, the clearing, the dismantling of the belief system, the creating your day, and you will get to where you will become a master at tracking the frequency of every single thought, every single belief, and every single reaction. And you will no longer judge. You might once in a while have it pop up, but you will catch it immediately. You will no longer ever allow the ego to try and justify why you judge something, because every judgment is about you. Every judgment. The hologram is a mirror. So many people have it backwards, and that's why they stay stuck in 3D. It's a trick. It's a trap. So, really, really, really key, and super, super key. So, I'm going to post the link. If anybody has any questions before we wrap up, it still looks like there's 20 people on here. God bless you for hanging. You know, if you guys want to do another little amplification before we go 12-12 amplification, I'll do it again. I'll fire up the flute. If anybody is interested in journeying with me, I work with 4 people every month. That's it, because when we go on this 30 or 60 day journey, we're doing a call every week. It's a long call, and it's recorded, and you get all the trainings, the PowerPoint trainings for the book. So you definitely see these programs and dismantling. But what I do that a lot of other people don't do is, as a mentor, I'm in contact with you almost every single day. I am mirroring you. I am calling you forward. I'm holding you accountable. I'm gently uplifting you, and I'm cheering you on. And during the first 2 weeks of the dismantling process and clearing the childhood trauma and everything, it's really, really key, because the ego will throw all these little tricky things at you. And I know the programs, and there's not 100 of them. There's only about 5 different programs that the ego runs to try and protect you and to try and tell you that you're right. And it's really, really, really key. So I have 3 spots available. If anybody is interested in doing that, go to that link right there, portal2awakening.com, transform. And let's see if we have any questions here. Okay, great. I love this. hope it's okay to share this. Okay, any advice? And thank you for sharing, because you know what? The ego goes, I don't want to share because I don't want anybody to know that I don't have it all figured out. My ego's name is Larry. And I invite you all to name your ego so you can start to play with it and see when it does what it does. So I named my ego Larry. And now he's my ally. But in the beginning, Larry was the one that was judgmental, fear-based, angry, justifying, really tricky programs. Until you can see these programs, Larry will justify them. He'll tell you why he's right. And you've got to be able to see it to dismantle it. So thank you for showing up and asking this question. It's brave, it's courageous, and you know what it does, Robbie? It opens up mirroring for everybody else. Because what I've found is there's a lot of people that watch these lives that don't comment, they just stay in the background, but they watch them. So thank you for this. Stuckness on career path, lots of doubts. Okay, so check this out. This is what I figured out for me personally. It may resonate, it may not. We each have a soul's purpose here. There's a soul contract that gets created before we come down here. So that includes even the horrible stuff that happened to us. You know, like for me, my dad died in a plane crash when I was 7. I grew up without a dad. I grew up with stepfathers that had lots of programming. And so it's important to understand that we had a soul contract. And I journey with people that have had really horrible things happen, you know, people murdered in their family, sexual abuse, rape. I mean, I journey with a lot of people, and I hold that space for them because I know how to do it. And I know how to get them to move through this stuff, because it's key, because we cannot be free until we can clear this stuff. So, stuckness on career path. The number one thing I can share is, if you are not 100% excited about what you're doing when you wake up every day, then you might not be doing your soul. You may not be bringing forth your soul's path right now. Because if you're stuck, I don't know what's going on with you. You can post something in there if you want, if you have time. But there may be challenges when things come up. But if you know and you're excited, like for me, when I went to work for these companies and I chased money and the dangling carrot, I always got injured. I got carpal tunnel. I got shingles on my chest, which gave me scars on my chest. And so I just decided in my 20s, I'm going to move into a recording studio, and I'm only going to do that no matter what, because I would rather go sleep on a park bench in the park than harm myself. And I just saw the program. And I'm not judging anybody that's doing anything to make money right now. It's a very strong program. But I was willing to give up everything, including my car or my home or anything. And once I decided that, I started magnetizing the right people. I ended up recording people from all over the world. I mean, so if you're stuck, ask yourself, am I truly doing what I love? Number 2, am I excited every morning when I wake up because I get to do what I love? Number 3, am I consciously and intentionally creating my reality every morning while I'm still laying in bed with my head on the pillow, before all those 50 to 80,000 thoughts of the old program start running? Because they'll steal your present momentness if you don't consciously take it and make it happen and see it. So my morning routine looks like this. First thing I do, I'm laying in bed and I'm like, I get excited. Why? Because that raises my frequency. Number 2, because I just got to wake up in this dream again. So what a blessing is that? Number 3, I go in immediately, the first thing, and I give every one of these trillions of cells love. And I'm like, oh my God, I love you. You've been unconditionally loving on me since I've been in the womb, and I've never had to do anything. You've just been doing it automatically, especially when I sleep. You're purifying my blood. You're beating my heart. You're healing me. You're doing all these functions. I love you. And then my frequency's up. So now that my vibration is up, which is the magnet which attracts what comes into my holographic quantum field reality we call our life, then I envision what I've already manifested and pulled in. Super key. Not what I'm going to pull in. Remember, the subconscious can only work with direct commands that are already here. This is what they didn't teach in The Secret. And I gave away like 12 of those DVDs because it's a good movie, it's a good book, but they left out the most important part. You have to see it and feel it is here now, 100%. I know I get excited. I'm like pulling it in because we must do this. So, create your day in the morning first thing while your head's still on the pillow. If you get up and take 1 foot out of bed, even to go to the bathroom, those 50 to 80,000 thoughts are going to start running. Oh, I got to get up. I got to put a pot of coffee on. I got to do the. It starts running. So I commit every time, and everybody that journeys with me, they have to do this for at least 30 days, and they see, oh my God, this is completely life-changing. Ever since I started doing this, all the synchronicities are showing up in my life. Yeah, totally. Why? Because we're creating our reality in every moment with our thoughts, our words, and the emotional frequency that we put behind that, whether we are consciously aware of it or not. So you can see so many people out there, they're trapped by watching the television, by believing science, PSY, it's a psyop. Some of it's legit, but for the most part, they're not letting you know what's going on. But it's coming. It's coming. So get excited and stay excited. And if you're not excited right now, you're running a 3D program. I'm going to say that again. And if this triggers you, then look at it from the broader perspective. But if you're not excited right now, you're probably running some type of 3D program. Fear, I don't have enough, I don't trust, I'm not sure. And I don't blame you. I'm just giving you the tools because the program is strong, especially right now. They're trying to hit you from all angles. No, I do not consent. I do not consent. I will not get vaccinated with poison that alters your DNA and puts a chip in you that will never be able to be reversed. No. And so don't worry, they're ramping it up, but it's not going to happen. Even if the president of the U.S. comes out with a vaccine, when he talks about vaccine, he's speaking code. They're taking down the worst of the worst people. And I've researched this, and I can tell you, everything that the military said was going to happen beginning 4 years ago has happened. Boom, spot on. So it's not a theory, it's not a conspiracy, it's happening, and I stake my entire reputation on it. So even if there is a vaccine, if they were going to do a vaccine in the US, I guarantee it won't be able to go through unless it contains hydrochloroquine or what the healing thing. It's not going to be the light has won. Trust in it. There's 12 people on here right now on 1212, and there's 24 comments and likes. You can't make this up. Does it mean anything? I can tell you that, and it's 10:33. I don't look up at my screen, but when I do, that happens. You know why? Because I set my intention every single morning that these synchronicities are going to show up, and I set alarms on my phone for 9:22, 10:33, 11:44, 12:12, and they go off every hour. And whether I catch every one of them or not, I come back and there's a little message on my phone that says, "Hey, where's your frequency?" And I take time to drop in, and I take 1 or 5 or 10 minutes, depending where I'm at, to do what I do in the morning. So I'm going to finish with this for you, Abby. Are you excited about your career? If you're not, and you'll know in your heart, if you're doing it to make money, for security, to get the house, the girl, the car, and that's usually what we do in the beginning. But it'll usually backfire if it's not your sole purpose. So when we choose our soul purpose, we'll start magnetizing all the things that come in to support us. And, if you need support on that and you want to do some deep journeying, you can reach out to me. Follow the link below. But thank you for asking the question. I really, really, really appreciate you, because it opens things up for people. So let's see what we got. 10. Cutting the strings with family. Well, the best thing to do with family is to just love them. And if we have to love them from a distance, it's okay. But I have a mantra that I share with people, and it's anything less than love is unacceptable. It's just not acceptable. So if I have to love you from a distance, then that's what I do. But we forgive them because they're our teachers. Everybody is your teacher, especially the ones that trigger you and get you to judge. So the key is to catch every judgment and then to thank everybody. Thank you for showing me that I can still be triggered into judgment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When you get to do this and you start to do it quickly, your frequency gets amplified and you don't start attracting negative people or situations into your life. You just don't. Because your frequency is no longer a match for that. But until you've seen the program and seen how it repeats over and over and cleared it, then you can't. And it'll recycle, because the beauty, which is also kind of the frustration until you figure it out, the beauty of the soul's journey is it'll keep bringing you the same lesson over and over until you figure it out. And right now it's all about figuring out, what do I need to let go of that would keep me stuck in 3D? Okay, great. Trinity's on here. Hey, Trinity. How do we choose or know our soul purpose? That which makes you excited. It could be art. It could be helping children. It could be architecture. It could be helping people heal in the medical system. It's just the medical system is rigged, so you've got to go the alternate route and start using all natural things. Because everybody, all the doctors in the US and many around the world, they had to take an oath to get into the medical system. And that oath says, I will not share natural substances. I will only prescribe things from big pharma. I don't know about you, but to me, that's selling your soul. And there's a lot of good doctors out there that have chosen to get out of that. But to answer your question, what excites you? Not what do I have to do to survive? Because that'll keep you stuck in the program, and things will keep, roadblocks will keep coming up no matter how much money you make. It's a survival program. What excites you? Do that, figure out a way to do it. You can create anything and share it all over the world right now with this technology. All you have to do is have an internet connection, which you do have. So I intend that inspires you in some way. So I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. There's 13 people on here right now. I love it. And 24 comments on 1212. So I'm going to fire up. Let me take off this comment. I got to go back and find her comment. The comments are coming in, so thank you for that. I got to figure out how to. Okay, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to invite everybody that's on here right now to drop in your hearts one more time. There's a link for the book if you want to give this to anybody for Christmas or anything. It's at the website at half price. So let's amplify the field and affect it right now. It's 12:12. The energies are coming in between now and the 21st. These have been prophesied for thousands of years that it's happening. So it's happening whether we can feel it or not. But let's drop in really quick. Here's a link as well for you guys if you want to do some journaling. This is the most powerful stuff that I know of that I put together. And I use it every day, and it's truly life-changing. it's incredible. So let's go on this flute journey one more time. 12 people and 24 comments. I love it. So just, you can close your eyes or keep them open, but open your heart and just breathe in and breathe out and see all your frequencies going out like that. Those beams behind me on my backdrop. And just amplify the field, and also amplify and magnetize what you're pulling in to your reality. Because what you're pulling in, there's 11 people on here, I love it. Amplify your frequency right now. This is a great opportunity because there's other people on here, and there's other people that are going to join and see the replays, and a bunch of other different groups on YouTube. So amplify what you're magnetizing into your field. Actually, what you have already magnetized. Remember, see it is already here, and know that there's 12 people and a bunch more that are going to be doing this with you right now. So here we go. See it amplifying and raising the frequency of everybody on the planet. Feel it. Amplify it. Smile. Give love to every one of your cells. I love it. I love all you guys, everybody that's been on this call, 11 people, 24 comments. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, everybody that shares these. If you know anybody that's really seeking some help right now and support, tell them to come on the lives. They don't have to ask a question if they're, afraid or whatever, but, share it with them, because these are the tools. I mean, there's no way that somebody can move out of 3D by just naming themselves Susie Lightworker and playing with crystals. I mean, crystals help for sure, but we have to go in and dismantle any of the wounds or any of the 3D programming. And it's really easy once you have the tools. This will be taught in schools, and actually in the process right now of making waking up in the dream for children and parents, because these tools are going to change children's lives. When they learn how to process their emotions, when they're in first or second grade, they're not going to have to go through all the stuff that we went through. When they're coming into the planet with a higher frequency, their DNA is activated, and all of our DNA are dormant. It's not dormant, it's just, it got hijacked. That is all happening right now. Amazing. So we are in the most exciting time in recorded history, and our only invitation is, just read these comments. There you go. Our only invitation is to amplify our frequency, become the conscious observer. Get very curious. And when you see what's going on out there, make your first powerful mastery mantra be, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Puts you in the 0 point field of power, where you're not sucked in, you're not in fear, you're not reacting. And if you do react and you get scared because you see something, or a friend reaches out and goes, my daughter wants to vaccinate her newborn kids, and you can't convince her, just hold space for them. Hold space Share information with them. There's so much information out there. Now, all you would have to do is read the ingredients. I mean, the ingredients are on there. There's like 30 pages of ingredients of the most poisonous stuff you would never, ever, ever ingest, drink, or put into your body, let alone something that alters your DNA that you can't change, a chip, human DNA, aluminum. I mean, there's stuff in there that kills you. That's how they set it up. So, wow. We've been going an hour. Thank you to everybody that's hung on here. May you have found this valuable. It's the tools. It's the most powerful tools that I know of. If you're interested in going on a deep journey and clearing this stuff, like fast, reach out to me. It's my honor to do this, and I'm just reminding Jeff. So have an incredible rest of your 12/12. It's going to be coming up on 11/11 here on the East Coast, and another 15, I'm doing that, 26 minutes. And yeah, so get excited, stay excited, create your day every morning, align with like-minded people, and just get excited because you came here for this. And so much incredible stuff is going to be revealed. So much is coming forth. And excitement is the highest frequency. Excitement, gratitude, compassion, forgiveness, and curiosity. Get curious like a little child. Don't take things so seriously anymore. Get playful and watch the synchronicities show up in your life. 12 people on 12/12. How perfect to end this. I'll be back every Monday and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Good things are here, and yes, more are coming. Many blessings to all of you. Thank you to everybody that participates and shares this, and I'll see you in the field. Many blessings.